Hi and welcome guys, and today with our partners from Tea Forest Project, Leo and Rose, and our friend Dennis. Hi Dennis from UK.
Hi.
And we're trying our tea actually. We just decided to have a kind of tea testing. Over here we're in a hotel in Chendao, near the famous Chendao cave. Yeah, so we will try a few teas and maybe we will do it like 2-2. I think it's good. So maybe not 2-2, just one by one. I think it's also okay. And we begin, of course, from the white one because one is less fermented. How do they make the tea? Maybe Leo will tell.
Regarding white tea, it's very simple. The only problem that to collect one bud, one leaf is pretty difficult.
Especially for those who didn't do that before. Yeah.
And as all of us saw yesterday, we picked only 12 kg of fresh leaves from like 4 acres of land. But we pick up one bud, 2 leaves, and here white tea is 1 bud, 1 leaf only. So we did it in last
March. Yeah.
in the beginning of March, yes. Nice.
Also a little bit very aged.
We did taste before it was nice, but
you can also have a look again.
half a year.
What I want to say, but also for white tea, it's actually more good to have like early material, like from spring.
Yeah. So this year we will do in February.
Yeah, and also white tea can naturally ferment actually, and we see that the tea what we had like in only half of a year ago, it's already a little bit have a color of. Like,
It's
yellow.
Become more yellow. Yeah.
I do quite like these cups. They're really nice.
Huh?
The cups.
You like it?
Yeah, because they have this sort of hollow ceramic.
Yes, to not make your fingers hot.
Yeah, it's quite a nice touch.
Yeah. I bought it here in Chiang Mai, but they claimed that it came from Japan.
It can be Japanese actually. I never seen this in China at least. But this technique of glazing existing, but not the shape actually.
No, the shape is the really unique thing.
And also what I can say by this kind of little bit
Isolation.
not only isolation, the ornament,
the picture.
Japanese style like this. And this first brew we regularly don't drink, but with our tea we can be sure that they can drink.
Yeah, because we have no chemicals, nothing, nothing else to rinse off. Yeah, so it's.
Yeah, but if we talk about open up of the taste, of course the first brew like still not so intense, just because it's also compressed tea. Oh, I didn't give you tea actually.
All you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I forgot. We already tried one in the first
Pleasant, mild taste.
What you can say, Rose? What is your impression?
By the way, most of this white tea done by Rose.
Yes, our master of technology. Yes. So, and truthfully say, because there is actually not too much technology in white tea. There's only accuracy in material and accuracy in fermentation, natural fermentation ones. Storage.
So we didn't put it on a straight sun. We dried in a
shade,
but the temperature was pretty hot, so it take about 1 day to completely, maybe 2 days, to dry.
Because it's not.
We did try another two types of white tea, yes? Remember?
Yeah.
We drink white tea at.
Where?
Already forget.
Yesterday?
Yesterday, dinner time, and before it we tried
white tea.
Also white tea in some restaurant in
Chiang Mai.
in Tao Cha. Also white tea.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that white tea was not as.
Yeah,
But they still recognize it as a Wavi village. They said from Wavi, that one.
yes, they said from Wavi. By the way,
I think the only
Tea
thing is
shop. Tea cafe in San Patong. They said, I asked where the leaves come from, so they said from Wavi, Chiang Rai.
But so far, this is the white tea is the one of the ones I've tried so far.
yeah, this one. We tried it the first day. Then when I get drunk.
Yeah. We got a little bit tea tipsy.
Yeah.
So you tried the same one?
Yeah, we tried the same one. We already tried 3 of all these 4, but we just try again. I'm only curious about Gaba because it was like
Gaba is
Gaba's-
here.
No,
It's here.
Yeah. I just put it like in this. So we have white, and we have Sheng,
Gaba.
and we have
Gaba
and we have
red.
finally, yeah.
So this red is strong fermentation or mild?
You can tell by leaves if it's strong, it's broken.
Okay.
Broken a lot.
Yes.
But
so far,
just because we rolled
this
it
is
for
the favorite.
long, and it was like a broken leaf, yeah. in the case.
Too long
So far,
actually.
this is the favorite. We'll see if it changes, but so far this is the
Until the
favorite.
roller just like cannot stop.
Because I really do like it
All
when you
this
can get
breaker
that.
is just burn.
You can take when you can almost taste the earth through the tea. It's not
Yes,
the best way
so
of describing it, but I describe it as bitter. But what I probably mean is this is the part of palate I'm not great at describing. Because some teas, when you begin to taste like the nature of the thing, and you get like the fruity notes, like the apricot, because apricot is one of those almost universal sort of natural flavors that you get in a lot of different things, like hints of. And this kind of, I describe it as like a earthy, chocolatey bitterness, but it's not like bitter.
Yeah, like a
But it
pleasant
has that-
bitterness.
It has that soft, again, kind of earthen tones. I know I need
The
to find better
bitterness
words
that you
for it.
can tolerate, because
Yeah.
some bitterness from Sheng puer, if it's really bitter,
And
it's
some
not
tea,
so pleasant.
some
at all.
tea, if you overbrew it, you begin to get the oil
Unpleasant,
bitterness.
Yes.
The bitterness from the oil, the astringency is the oil, and it's sour and it doesn't feel good. But this is just a nice flavor.
Yeah, this-
and the best thing I can describe it is like some of that high quality chocolate that you get, which is also has that like savory bitterness to it.
What I like about this tea, it also have a good aftertaste. If just with like chocolate filling, and you have
it's
it.
like-
Yeah, you have it after.
I can't eat too much chocolate because I was born without a sweet tooth. It's a terrible thing. So things like this is quite nice because I do like the taste of it. But real chocolate and a lot of sweet things, they make me nauseous. But here it's fine.
We will switch to the next. This is only one reason why, of course, tea tray is easier than gunpowder what we use now, like dry brewing, because also I need a vessel with a ceramic vessel I can put all the leaves, but luckily I have, because we're in a way. So we have what we have, what we will brew the Sheng.
It's very rare, but sometimes you also find it in wine. This kind of same like chocolate earthiness, you sometimes find it in wine as well. Because it's one of those things that you can find in a lot of different things from nature.
Yeah.
And it's particularly nice in wine, especially something like a Shiraz. But it's very dependent on the soil.
As you saw yesterday, we also have cacao trees next to tea trees. Maybe in the future they will influence the taste.
Actually, it exists this way. In China, I remember when I was
I planted a few cacao trees next to tea trees.
in
Remember?
Guizhou, there was one farmer who specially grew the pine tree near the tea trees. Yes, because from the pine we will get this kind of, I forgot this English name of this essence from the pine tree. Maybe now it's kind of
Sap. No?
maybe yes, but it's kind of an essence which is like naturally came out, and
Sap is like the blood of the tree that sits under the bark.
no, not this, not this. This is the essence. It's naturally. I even forgot how it's. I don't remember the word. But actually, this essence it's naturally came from the needles of the tree, and then it's just grow around. And you go through the pine forest, and you feel this aroma. Maybe you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I can't explain it, but
And because it's naturally distributed by the wind around the tea plantation, they have a little bit of this flavor in tea somehow. But not, of course, not strong enough. It's not like aromatization or whatever, but still it's something.
it's part of how the trees communicate as well. It's quite funny. But maybe it's a good idea to experiment. Don't know if you can find a space to make like little plots where you can sort of try different things.
Yeah, mix the trees. Put durian tree
Maybe where
next to tea tree.
the pond is. You know, we have the big area where you have the,
With nice smell.
Durian will be.
Are you familiar with durian smell?
No, you
Unbearable.
show me. It's
Yeah. We need to buy. This not the season now. Yeah. No. Sadly.
Can find, but
Next time.
rare.
It will be.
But maybe where the pond is. You mentioned you were going to drain the pond. You know, on the way up to where you want to build your house.
Yeah.
There's this pond
Yeah.
where you're going to drain.
Yeah.
Might be a place to, just if you need space to try some different things.
Yeah, but this place confused because in a dry season it's okay to keep the pond, but when it comes to rain season, it totally will destroy any pond because it's a strong current. And, yes, but next to it I can plant anything.
You even put some date here, 5 date,
Yes, also date
growing
trees.
very slow.
Yeah. Yes, actually they grow very slow, same like a tea tree.
So which tea is this?
This is Sheng. The Sheng from May. So it done is 7th of May.
Because the other one was nice and smooth, and you could drink that. Like this one gets you
Yeah.
go time.
No, because it's full of women energy
Oh yeah.
who rolled it
This is
by their hands. So they filled it up with their energy. So
in
you
Denmark we have an expression knofedt, when you put real effort into something, or it translates to knuckle fat. Doesn't really translate well, but it's like when you really put effort into something, like you put knofedt into it.
Knuckle fist.
It translates to the direct translation is knuckle fat, but it's more like just an expression. It's like if you're really scrubbing something, you're putting knofedt into it.
You nail it.
Like I don't know where it comes from. Like Danish etymology is weird. We have, like there's a lot of weird expressions in Scandinavia.
How do you feel about this tea? What is your impression?
I mean, I did go pretty well when first came down here. Turns out you can stay alive for like 3 days without sleep just on tea alone.
That's good experience.
But this is, and you'll forgive me because I have a very visual.
Well, Sergey have funny guy in Bangkok, American guy who is like tea amateur, but he also make
Good
reviews on the tea, mostly on Thai tea because he's living in Bangkok. So we sent white tea for him, but he's doesn't like white tea a lot, but he likes Sheng puer. So we sent Sheng puer, and he can pair our Sheng puer with one from Vietnam and another one from my salon. My salon is on the border of.
So Sheng is
Gaba.
like white tea.
Huh?
Sheng is like white tea. Yeah?
No. He compared different Shengs. He take like kind of comparison. Actually, we can name it's.
I will send you, Dennis, his article review.
Because this strikes me more as like this has the same kick as like an oolong.
For me, like oolong is regularly not so strong.
What oolongs have you
Oolong
been drinking?
usually, in general,
I don't know what you
mild.
drinking. What oolongs are you drinking?
Apparently-
From India?
No, from some Sri Lanka, some China.
Sri Lanka oolong?
Yeah.
We grow oolong, or we process different tea tree?
They do a little bit.
Because as I know, there are some people, they call tea as oolong, but literally it's just a processing of oolong, but not the actual tea tree, because for oolong you need to have a tea tree, different tea tree.
I think they might mean the processing aspects of it.
Probably.
Because I mentioned I had some of this this tea from like abandoned tea estates.
Yeah, in Sri Lanka.
Yeah, and they process it to like somewhere in between the kind of green and black levels of oxidization or fermentation, or where we settled on that. But this is, it's not as, how you'd say, low and smooth as the white tea. It has a bit more of that kick and a bit more of that,
Strong.
yeah,
Yeah, it should
bit
be like
more
this. It should be.
the leaf taste.
Yes,
if you will.
yes, right.
We will try with like.
So this is a tea I would drink when I like need energy, not because sometimes I take some white tea or I take some different tea and I just make a pot of it and I bring a big thermos of hot water into my office and I sit and drink the same leaves for like a whole day. As the day goes on, I'll need less caffeine. And also if I have like a day I know it's going to be bad meetings, I will purposely just take a big pile of white leaves, because it's impossible to be in a bad mood when you're like just drinking white tea all day. I'm not kidding, it's impossible for me to be in a bad mood.
So let's try first. Can we give it to Danny?
Yes, this is a low fermentation.
Oh,
Yes.
Did you switch? No, you didn't switch teas. We're
slow
still
one.
on the Sheng, right?
no.
This red tea?
It's red tea. We want to try
No, I'm still on the Sheng here.
regular
I was taking my
Not
time.
with a strong fermentation.
I thought we were taking our time here.
But no, we have time. But actually, I can share Sheng. I still brew the Sheng for
Yeah,
you,
you can
like-
continue drinking.
You want more Sheng?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm trying to get to like the
Okay.
core of the flavor.
Let me. I also think about that. This is why I don't throw it away. I just brew it. So let me give you like one more steep, like directly to your cup.
Because I'm not a expert tea sommelier.
Still.
I need a bit of time to get familiar with the tea.
And now some experts, they sometimes also not experts at all.
Oh yeah.
This guy from Bangkok, he did 12 brewing. 12. For each
And for each
type of Sheng puer.
And for
And
each
he
type you
compare each brewing, he compares this 3-1 in each brewing. So
And he really detailedly explained
yes,
what's the
he-
difference between actually.
Yes, in a lot of details.
Yeah, but that's
can-
part of why I'm here, and that's part of why I'm going down to Sri Lanka as well. Just to get deeper into it.
You can later also send to him. His name is
John Brickell.
John Bickle, but also his name of the blog I forgot at the time. Ancient tea.
Yeah, and some tea.
Something like-
I must resist the urge to shamelessly plug myself here. But to be fair, you could shout out my website, but there's not much on it right now. There's not much point.
Yes, so this is a simple one, not strong.
Actually, I like it. It's sweet.
Not bad, yes, but the one we rolled for 12 hours, as you recommended, yeah, have different taste, of course.
Yeah.
It's much more
Yeah,
concentrated.
I was,
What Visut told, that too much fermentation, he said, yes. He tried both of them. He said this one, he said,
not enough, and
Not
that
enough.
not too much.
too much.
Because they can keep it for a few years.
Reason why
and
we
it
don't
will
have a
improve
black
And
the
also
taste.
he have a trick, he put, for how long he put in a cabinet, red tea to get this special taste.
Ah,
How long he
fermentation cabinet.
keep- Yes.
Yeah.
For how long?
Can't remember.
Or still Sheng.
No, let's go into it right now.
Red. But actually, if we talk technology-wise, it's pretty. It's actually how we do. Yeah, the same. We don't roast it. It's not roasted tea. We just pick it. After that, we add withering. After that, do rolling. Actually,
Rolling?
fermentation and drying.
No. Then we keep
Keep it
for 4 hours
after rolling.
after rolling.
For
Just after rolling,
fermentation.
keep for fermentation under the cover.
I see.
Yeah, put
And
in
after
a
that-
hot place. It's 4 hours, and then little bit dry on the sun.
I see.
Yes.
Yeah. Literally just talk.
Yes.
So it's like actually, it's even if we talk about the how to say, because some people like those who carry about it must be raw tea without any kind of machine or even heating and so on. So this is the thing, and this is the thing, because white tea have no heating, and red tea have no heating. I think I'm talking about the roasting.
Yes, we didn't put it in a cabinet. So usually they put red tea in a cabinet. You saw at our factory 2 cabinets, yes, to bring out the special taste. How to explain what is the taste of this red tea from this should have special taste after this cabinet. He said he put it.
Cabinet taste, I don't know what it is.
Not cabinet. Some pleasant taste after he put in. What's the temperature in this cabinet? 200.
It's difficult. Difficult is
Okay.
also
But
very.
I imagine this would be a nice tea to pair with some food, especially like some dessert or something, because it has that sweet, like some teas give you that sort of honey aftertaste, and when you pair it with other things, it makes them taste sweeter.
This bad idea came to one who started drink tea with the sugar. Like, we tried kind of because Western people recognize red tea as a black tea, and actually it's pretty same thing. We call it red because Chinese call it red tea, like Hongcha. And actually but in real it's the same processing. But Indian black tea processing, they do more rough fermentation, stronger fermentation. And also because it's a different cultivar and different type of this strong fermentation, and they broke the leaf, so it's intense, bitter and strong, too bitter taste. So this is why why we just care about this kind of feeling. You see, this is Assamica tea trees. And then I have the same Assamica tea trees from India. It's super bitter. It's not this smooth feeling, and it's just like don't feel any bitterness at all. And this is why I think that this fermentation is good, actually.
Actually, you brew strong.
I brew
but
strong.
No bitterness. Yes.
It's strong. It's more than half pot.
It's no bitterness at all. It's the sign of a good quality tea, by the way.
Good quality material.
Yes, if you take any tea and you brew very strong and it tastes very bitter, it means the tea is not good enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. This is actually how I check.
Yes, you can check the quality by this.
If you overbrew bad tea, it will be undrinkable. If you overbrew good tea, it will be bitter, but still have good smooth aftertaste, and it will come still smooth. It will be not too bitter, like.
Because due to the color, it's brewed very strong. So, but the taste is still mild.
We call
kind of funny
in Thailand. In Taiwan, we call it a ruby color, or ruby like. But it's not amber, maybe. Well, no. This one, ruby color is like more reddish. You use this kind of.
I prefer this kind of tea, because in the UK they care a lot about color. But mostly when they brew after the color. But they brew CTC powder tea for like 30 seconds because it's so oxidized. The rust, there's so much rust on it. Because the more you break it down, the more surface area you get, the more rust you get. And so they brew it, they wash it, and then boom, that cup of tea tastes like nothing.
By the way, I can bring. Now we'll try Gaba, yes? And I will bring a special Gaba.
Oh, you were.
Yeah, come from the same leaves, same process, but it's
longer.
leftover. It's a dust, but this dust tastes much better than
Let's try.
the
We need
tea by itself.
I will brew
Okay.
a little this.
Then it's,
You're
Don't
challenging some conventional
I will
wisdom
prove.
here.
I will prove. And
This actually is not a leftover. It's just like a good bud.
yes,
Yeah, but it's falling to
It's the
seed.
small pieces of bud which separate from the leaves. And
Yeah.
But it's like the best. But it's the best material, actually.
yes, and everybody throw it away, but we keep it and drink.
Because traditionally when we think about fannings, we think about the lowest quality, like the leftover. I often joke this, that some of the supermarket tea you get, it's like you go down to Sri Lanka and you go into the tea factory. Otherwise this would not be good for my...
I think we will need a second lunch after.
I think second lunch is a fantastic idea. Our first lunch was practically lemonsies.
You see how the intention and the volume of emotion are changing while we're drinking tea. This is the most, how how to say? No, from the other side.
So it's look awful.
I can't say it looks awful. It's actually just
Yeah, full of
in
the
terms of
yeah.
But you can see this white
This is all the
particles.
buds, yeah.
It's a bud.
Yeah.
how much of those we have.
Only this.
Just a little
The
bit.
bud or the bark? You said
Buds.
Bud,
Buds.
like bud.
Buds.
The small buds.
the small bud.
Which grow on the top of the.
B-U-D.
Yeah, B-U-D.
Thought you maybe said bark.
Not bug. Not bug. Buds.
So one more red, or it's enough with red?
Enough.
I see.
So you say small pods, not like phalanx, but small pods like this the youngest little bud. But
Yes, and also the buds of
So let's go to this. Let's go to this. Okay, I can't wait. Well, now I know why Leo stepped in all Tea Forest Project, just to have these leftovers, because he's responsible for tea production, and he have this benefit, like to have these leftovers, like the best.
it's a bit like silver tips.
the rest is nothing.
So it's almost like silver tips.
So as soon as we have only a
like
few
baby.
hundred grams of this
Not
tea,
so because he's also other parts of the other leaves, yeah, but also the buds. Yeah.
Okay, let's try what's happening here.
I need to get this. I'm glad I stuck on the Sheng for a bit, because after a few tries of this, you sort of equalize this to the sweetness, and it stopped tasting as sweet. But right when you come off the Sheng, really taste the sweetness.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna need to give it 20 seconds to get the taste out.
Need to try second. More.
It's the first brew actually, which we. Maybe not too strong.
No. Not strong at all.
We have already consumed far more than our daily recommended intake of caffeine, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, I a little bit. I put too much, Leo. If I ever took longer, it will be like overbrewed.
Yeah. Now is a good color.
That's chassis comes.
It's a lot lighter somehow.
So second one, first one because it's a powder. So first one is like a residue from the powder, a lot. But second brew
Yes,
is a totally,
wash, yeah.
totally
You ready
different.
to try the second? Or
I'm
not?
just finishing the wash, yeah.
The second is totally different, like a
I'm not as
totally different tea.
fast as
We learn from you. Wow.
So
Maybe we just focus on this tea.
yes,
We just throw away all the rest.
keep the dust.
Yeah. What is the technology secret of your? What is the secret of your success? You know, you
90%
produce
waste.
100 kilos of tea, but we throw away 99 and lift 1 kilo of tea, which we sell for a price of less 100. Yeah.
It's like you go and you kill a buffalo and you take the entrecot and then you throw away the rest of the cow.
Yeah, it's like.
The second brew is totally different. Try.
Building up the. Can we hype it up even more?
Usually I drink at night. This one, because it's Gaba.
I'm almost scared now.
At night, and you sleep well.
In general, I sleep not so well, but no, it's
I have a secret. We just shared the secret of technology, guys. Value that, because regularly no one tell it. Wow, it became stronger. Rose, what is your impression? You almost.
It was the person who recommended to
Yeah,
me.
she recommended.
Yeah.
So she's like
I wanted to throw it away, but she kept it.
So we just need to pray for Rose for having this beautiful tea. Eh?
I keep some to make kombucha. And
Kombucha fruit.
Yeah, very nice.
I can imagine. Like to make kombucha from the top teas is like.
You should sell it to rich white kids for €1,000 a bottle.
Amongst all these tea we make, I think Gaba is the best for kombucha.
Actually, there are some kombucha which people recognize as a premium kombucha, and we sell it for.
Keep telling you should just slap like ancient secret tea mountain on it.
Yeah, easy. I will do.
Because you have an ancient tea mountain out in the backyard.
Yes, this is my thing. It's true. It's not fake. Around. So.
This cooking series where when they taste stuff, all the clothes explode off their bodies. This has a surprising amount of like flavor to it. There's a surprising amount of flavor in this.
Yes, this is
Like
the essence of
You,
this
you,
Gaba tea.
at some point you should make a bit of silver, like just the butts, just the silver tips.
Yeah,
We can do, but the Chinese guy, who is our friend from my salon, probably young guy but very experienced, he mostly sell to Taiwan. He recommend to pick up not only one bud from our trees,
leaf.
but one bud, one leaf for white tea.
Which we do for white
said-
tea.
Will have better taste than only one bud.
We will try.
Why he says that?
Because the leaf is the one that give you a lot of taste.
Is a
The bud is just,
second leaf.
yeah.
Maybe just because he don't want us to have better tea than he do.
He never do white tea.
Yeah, he never do.
never
You
do
should
white
never
tea.
do.
And if you do
Say by the mouth.
well, if you do one bud, one leaf, you get twice as much tea. So otherwise it would be twice as expensive. He couldn't afford you.
We can do one bud, no problem.
It will be
But it
not
will be
twice. It will be 4 times more expensive because the bud is like that and the leaf is like that. So if it collect only buds, it will be like not golden, but platinum, golden, diamond tea.
You will send me a sample for free, right?
Okay, a sample, regular 1 gram easily.
I have this thing called budget.
Okay. So this is final the Gaba, the cake.
I am looking forward to having you come up to England. I'm going to have you drink so much terrible tea.
We already planned a super experience with Dennis, like when I came to London, and he will drive me through all the worst tea houses.
The objective is not to try good tea. The objective is to experience how the British drink tea. Which
Yes.
includes drinking a lot of terrible tea. And drinking like cheap tea on train and other things, because if he wants to come and set up shop in London, he needs to understand how the British live with tea.
Yeah, how we survive with this crap.
The authentic British tea experience, or as we call it, how the British drink tea. And we'll go through, we'll go from the nicest of the nice, like to some really nice hotels and have like really nice afternoon tea and some like local nice tea stores.
The
and
spoiler, guys, the spoiler.
there's even I know a place where it's like a theater house, like a tea theater house.
Wow.
So they have sometimes when you sit and they do like loose leaf tea, Western style system, like pots and stuff, but they also put on theater.
I hope we will switch them to good tea. Because as soon as we will bring our thermos with us, and each place we will give them a cup of good tea to try, to compare.
I kind of insulted them the first time I was there because I wasn't aware this was like a proper, they had their own collection of loose leaf teas. I had a friend bring me there. And so I was like, I'll bring a bunch of tea into London, we'll go somewhere, you find a place, we'll sit and have nice tea. And so naturally she brought me to a place that had like their own pride and tea, and I come in and I take out my backpack and I pull out like the first 10 different loose leaf teas for us to sit and try, and they're like, would you like to try some of our tea? I was like, no, I'm good. And we ended up trying a few of their teas. They had some they were particularly proud of. Still nice, it's still a bit fruity. I do agree, it feels a little bit it's like these, if you ever had like, the best way I can describe, they have like desaturated. So if you look at a picture on like a really good screen, the colors really pop, and then you move it over to another screen, it's still the same picture, but it's like, okay. I'm awfully tempted to try and make an Earl Grey with it. I'll send you this like morbid video of like me
Earl Grey.
making Earl Grey out of your tea with your tea cakes.
I think it will be your completely exclusive, guys. When you came to UK, you can browse Nordisk tea and try
Could be nice, because I would try and I would try to, at some point I want to make.
But you buy this oil, for interruption, you buy this oil from Italy, to do your Earl Grey, or how do you blend it, or?
At the minute, I don't think the one we use is from Italy, but at some point, because the one from Italy, specifically from Italy, because as you're saying, like you grow at different places, and these days they grow at a lot of different places. But at one point, I do want to try and go down to Italy and see if I can find some like exceptionally good, because it'll be more difficult, be more expensive, but there is a certain beauty in trying to make the best version of something. And it's not going to be super feasible or cost effective or cost productive like some of your teas are like very small quantities, like 10 kilos, you end up selling it for like hundreds of euros or something. And it's not something you can do at a big scale or you can do very real in that sense, but there's a certain beauty in pursuing the pinnacle of something. And for me, I have a long history with Earl Greys, and everywhere I go, I like to try different Earl Greys because Earl Grey always have like one goal. It's a specific thing, but every Earl Grey is almost different because they use a different tea, or they use a different bergamot, or they use a different oil, a different way of blending it, or they try to put different things in it, and they different amounts in something. So it's all different interpretations of what an Earl Grey should be.
Yeah, actually, most of Earl Grey I tried I can't drink because it's chemically aromatized, and when it's oil, like our Taiwanese supply and do actually, and also some Chinese people use not bergamot pile but pomelo pie, pomelo pile actually, for kind of bergamot-like tea, what we call it, and still it's something good. But
I think when you come over, I will prepare a couple of different Earl Greys to show you like the spectrum of, and I'll force you to try like 5, 6, 7 different Earl Greys.
I think it will be good experience because what we can do in UK, of course, try UK most common and most traditional taste.
I will take you from the Earl Grey that's drunk the most.
Yeah.
So like the top Earl Grey in terms of like consumption or market share, to the top Earl Grey in terms of quality.
Yeah, and of course the market share is like 99% sales.
It's like Twinings or like PG Tips or like something like that. But then there's also a few companies which does some really good Earl Grey. And I will admit this on camera, that my Earl Grey is not necessarily the best Earl Grey.
Yeah, but
because I haven't gone to Italy. I haven't gotten down and like found a like sacred cove of secret citrus fruit. But I'll get there. We'll get there.
You can say yet not the best.
My Earl Grey is not the best Earl Grey yet. My English breakfast,
the best.
I consider broadly the best English, and you know, some people will argue me in that, and I'm happy to take that fight.
So, guys, what you can say more about this tea in a position of taste, and the water is finished, so it's just the time.
I think this is a nice, because we've talked about some of the teas with more of that forest fruit, the kind of fruity taste you get, and we talked about some of the teas with the kind of more earthy, chocolatey bitterness, not bitterness, but you know what I mean. This somehow manages to be a little bit of both. I think it's probably more on the side of the chocolate, the sort of earthy taste notes. And I think in the beginning I got a bit more of the fruit, but it was probably carrying over from that.
Still have aftertaste.
It's good. Can I go back to drinking this now?
Dr. Leo.
No, but it's nice. And I do like a good black tea. And I really want to some point sit down and drink this next to some Sri Lankan and some Nepalese black teas.
Just to compare.
And just to really explore, explore the contrast. Because when you have Nepalese black teas, you get the, what is it called, Muscatalian, or the kind of like Nepal and Himalayan teas. They have this very unique like muscatel flavor that you also get in Darjeeling. And when you have the Sri Lankan, well, depending on where it is in Sri Lanka, it's like entirely different flavor again. And so it's difficult to compare off memory, which is why I really want to sit down, because they're like 3 quite distinctive black teas. But I didn't bring the teas because he told me not to bring teas, and like he was going to bring all the tea.
I just feel only the communication to eternal unity of power of that.
He has reached a tea sen. He's reached his tea sen stage.
Yes. Okay. So, guys, thank you very much for our watching of our live degustations, and thank you all for joining this thing and just shared some opinions about our first bunch of Tea Forest Project teas, which is almost sold out. Like this one, we have like 3 kilos left. And so just
2 kilos left.
3 or something. Yeah.
No. 2 kilos. 2 kilos left now. I'll take this with me home.
Okay. And thank you very much, and thank you too. And yeah, we'll continue on developing new technology, because we just now only do this, but we will slowly develop more interesting. And thank you, Rose, for being our best experiment starter. Yeah. So thank you guys. Thank you for watching. See you again next time. Bye bye.
Skål.
Skål.